Hi. You ever go to Walmart and you see a gaming magazine and it says free, take one, and maybe you never actually grab it, but you're just like, oh, that's kind of weird and neat. If you're into gaming magazines, you're probably not, checking out Walmart's version of it, but I don't know. I think it's time we should maybe check it out and see what this Walmart gaming magazine is all about. So let's get you to the tripod. All right. Wow, that's a real big eyesore. I should have probably shut that, before I started filming. So let's do that right now. Okay. I think I might have actually made the lighting worse. So yeah, this is the magazine in question. A little hard to see. Maybe I should just open it so you can see it easier. Let's see, what do we just? All right. Well, I knew I had this thing for a reason, so let's uh, let's get this magazine open. No, don't cut against my finger. That's dumb. It is open. I have to put this thing down before I hurt myself. So first of all, there is like a thing here. This is pictures with words. It has something to do with Pokemon and Nintendo Switch. I don't know how well you can see any of that. I think it's just kind of an advertisement for the new open world Pokemon game. It says open world there, so I don't know. Who cares? Let's see. The meat and potatoes is the magazine. Let me hold it up so you can see it better. And you know what? Actually, what made me pick this up for free, again, remember, this is free. Anytime you go to Walmart, you can get this. Free poster inside. And it's apparently it's of Sonic. So, man, it's still glaring, isn't it? So, I thought we would take a look at this. And we would answer maybe the question of, why is Walmart making a free gaming magazine? Is this more of like an advertisement? Who is this for? In an age where everything's online, and I don't even know how many people get Game Informer magazines sent to their house anymore. You can read that online. Now, I mean, it could be that maybe you want a nice variety of reading material next to your in your restroom there. If I went to somebody's house and I walked and they had like a whole magazine rack of just like Walmart gaming magazines, I don't know, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know if I'd touch them, but that'd be kind of cool. I think it's important to also show that this has the latest news, reviews, previews, and playing tips inside. So this seems kind of like a Walmart version of Game Informer or something like that. But Game Informer didn't even come with posters. And this, as you can see, that's half the poster right there. That's pretty cool. I like the poster. Honestly, I think it's worth pick. If every one of these has a poster in them, it's worth picking up, once a month or something for the poster. If the poster's cool. Even on the back, there's an ad for Game Pass. I'm sure this thing is riddled with ads, and that's probably the point. This is probably just a little advertisement booklet. Booklet. Wow, look at that shot right there. Is that not some gamer shit right here? Yikes. This thing is embarrassing. Let's get this out of here. Okay, so let's actually find out what is in this magazine. What is this magazine all about? And let's see if we can figure out who it's for. What we want here is obviously, you got your ads at the beginning, but we're looking for here is the contents. So we got a cover story here about God of War. We have a preview of Diablo 4. We have an editorial, something called Game On, and 5 to play. Probably, 5 games they recommend you play. There's a preview of the new Zelda game, a preview of Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion, a review of Splatoon 3, and then a parting shot, something. That's weird that there's only one review. This magazine seemingly only has one review in it. Here we have ads trying to, sell your stuff. But here is your editorial. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you see every single page of this. We just kind of wanted to see, what was in here, what's going on here. And here's how digital downloads work. This is kind of... I'm still trying to figure out who this magazine is for. So these are 5 games. Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet. Sonic Frontiers. What's number 3? 3 is the Dark Picture Anthology. 4 is Evil West. I actually do want to play that. And 5 is Goat Simulator 3. I wouldn't mind trying that too. And it's pretty cheap. And there's another ad. So over here, we got some hot hardware collectibles. That's kind of neat. Just kind of, yeah, it's a lot of ads. A lot of advertising things, you know, which you would expect in a magazine. Now here is where the poster is. And that looks to be like it's going to be a pretty neat poster that, you know, I'm not going to put it on my wall, but it's cool to have. Okay, here's the cover story. A whole thing about God of War, which is to be expected. I think we can pretty much skip past that, most of that. More ads for games, more ads for, you know, headphones and such. Some just some random stuff in here. Here's the Diablo 4 stuff, which actually I might pay attention to that. I'm kind of interested in, you know, seeing what that's all about because I don't know. I kind of want to play it. More ads. Here's the Legend of Zelda stuff. I kind of want to see what they gave Splatoon as a review. 87 out of 100. So they go by a 100 score here. I would say an 87 out of 100 is really good. That's pretty much the end of this magazine. And then, you know, here's some parting shots where they probably, you know, sum up everything in the magazine, talk about some random stuff. I don't know. I haven't read it yet. You and I are discovering this together. But to answer the question is, who is this for? Who is this for? So, who is this for? Who is a free magazine with a lot of ads in it aimed at? Kids, adults? Well, I would imagine that since there's a lot of ads in here, it's aimed at anyone that has the money to buy this. And maybe, you know, a kid picks this up and they're like, oh, I don't have to pay for Game Informer. This is free. And this is just like Game Informer. And it's a very skimmed down version of Game Informer. But the interesting thing is there's people that write this, there's people that work on this, and they're getting paid to do it, I would imagine. And this is a free magazine, so I'm not sure what covers the cost of making this magazine. It probably doesn't cost too much, though. I mean, it's a small magazine, but it is kind of neat. It's basically geared toward anyone that has an interest in games and maybe has the money to buy anything that they're advertising here. Or anyone that maybe just wants to hang a poster up on their wall. Or maybe someone like me that doesn't really subscribe to Game Informer or any of those other magazines. I know I mentioned Game Informer a lot because I used to subscribe and I have a stack of those, but I just don't see the point in it anymore. You can get all that information online. And I think this is probably for a kid that just, hey, a magazine and it's free. Let's look at it and get a poster. And it's probably also for maybe someone like me or you that kind of misses the days of going and getting those tips and tricks magazines or getting those Game Informer or PC gaming magazines. And this is free. You don't have to pay anything for this, and you can have a little collection of these. And maybe there's a little part of nostalgia sitting on your desk with some some Walmart some Walmart literature, if you will. I don't think there's necessarily just one specific person or demographic they're going after with this. I think it's just anyone that sees interest in it, and maybe they'll buy, you know, something out of this magazine. Maybe they'll see something in here that they wouldn't otherwise think about or wouldn't see in the store, maybe, you know. And they'll be like, oh, I can go to Walmart.com and pick up something in here. Or maybe it's just for somebody that wants to get their new monthly poster on their wall. I think a lot of it is for maybe kids. You know, they do keep it down low. It is down low. Kids are short. But it's also, I think, for someone like me that kind of misses having gaming magazines. I'll pick one from now on. I will probably pick one of these up every time I see a new one, just because it does something for that nostalgia of gaming magazines. I think it's pretty good for you know, for, why do I say it like that? For, I think it's pretty good for spending, you know, 10-15 minutes just browsing, looking at something, reading an article. Some of the On products aren't that bad, and I think their magazine, while I think it has the perfect price point, it's free. How can you argue with free? How can you be mad at free? It's free. So next time you go to Walmart, maybe pick one of these up. And hey, at least maybe you'll have a cool poster. I'm not trying to sell this to you. I'm just saying, if you want one, they're free. So I guess to fully answer the question, it's for anyone that looks at it and says, "Hey, that looks neat. I kind of want one." It could be anyone, but I think we kind of covered the main demographic of this. And I could be wrong. Who knows? It's just my opinion, and my opinion is usually wrong. Hopefully you enjoyed looking at this thing with me, because this was legitimately the first time I've looked at one of these magazines, I think. Maybe I picked one up before, but I don't even know if I ever read it. I don't know if I'll read much of this one, but I just like the idea of having it. I like the idea of having some physical gaming magazines somewhere. But yeah, if you are the one person that watched this video, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me, and I will see you in the next one.